Hello everyone and welcome to this video. My name is Umayma Muttaqillah and I'm joined here with my friend Mohammed Amin Dani to represent to you this educational video about Drupal to help answer all your questions and confusions about our subject and give you as many practical or theoretical informations about Drupal. Starting off by giving you a simple introduction to approach you from the meaning of Drupal. As we know, nowadays, running a website can be very common, yet very easy than before. Way easier than before, according to the development of different CMS and tools out there. Yeah, it could be hella complicated if you choose the wrong web base to start from scratch. See, let's say you are ready to put out your new website to the world, or you already got one, but I guarantee you still need a lot of help. You think it can be crazy, confusing, and maybe a bit scary to run a website, but I can assure you and even guarantee you that it's actually nothing like this with the help of Drupal. So in order to maintain and understand the process to build a website, you really need to start from the beginning, like the very beginning. We're talking base, or as we call it, scratch. Therefore, in this video, we will show you how to manage your website and show you some of the definitions and infos about the theoretical part, aka the part that I am capable of representing to you, which we will be discussing the definition by answering the question, what is Drupal? What is a CMS? And with an overview, including the founder / the history of Drupal, and why you should choose Drupal over any other CMS, Drupal compare with other CMS. Then we were gonna move on to the practical part, where we will go step by step into the process of installing and managing Drupal. Now, starting by asking the question, what is Drupal? Now, before digging into the information about Drupal or what it actually can do, we have to answer the question, what is Content Management System, or CMS for short? For a definition to the CMS, a CMS is a content management system. It's a software application or set of related programs that are used to create and manage digital content. A software application that makes it possible for non-technical users to publish content to a website. Now let's take a look of how actually a CMS looks like. A CMS serves as a store for a wide range of infos, including text, images, database, and so on. So a CMS is actually splitting all your website in 3 different aspects or parts. The first part is the content part, aka what you put into the site. It's everything stored in a database, from creative writing, editing, HTML, and so on. The second part is creative design. Now this part is actually separate from the content itself. The advantage of this part is that if you want to change the look or feel of your website, it's just a matter of uploading and enabling a new theme. So you don't need to be editing the actual pages or code of your site, which is a very nice benefit if you ask me. For the third part or the aspect, we have technical design. For the technical design, this is the programming database. It's written in PHP. And this is what Drupal gives you. Drupal creates all the necessary code to reduce the web pages that access your content and deliver it with your design. But all these 3 aspects are separate. So when Drupal has an update, for example, you don't have to worry about your content or your design, because it's only the code files that are being updated. Therefore, we can conclude that a CMS gives us incredible flexibility in our web design. Now, for a more precise definition for Drupal, we can say that Drupal is a content management software. It's used to make many and many of websites and applications you use in a very on everyday basis. It's like the Grammys are using Drupal as a software to manage their website. Even Lady Gaga uses Drupal. So the Drupal project is open source software. Is an open source software, which means it's for free. Anyone can download, use, work on, and share it with others because it's built on the principles like collaborations, globalism, and innovation. It's distributed under the terms of GNU, General Public License. There are no licensing fees ever, which means Drupal will always be free. Now, let's take a scoop back into the history of Drupal to know the origins of this amazing free software. Now, Drupal was originally written by Dries Buytaert as a message board at first. Then Drupal became an open source project in 2001. The name Drupal represents in English drop, as in water droplet. But the actual source of the naming was just a misspelling of the founder when he wanted to call the site drop as Dutch for village for its community aspects, but mistyped it when checking the domain name and thought the error sounded even better. Now, moving on, after all these general informations and given a little bit of history about Drupal, we can all take this question as a lead to discover the different benefits of Drupal. Why should I use Drupal, you may ask? Drupal has a lot of benefits, and we can all represent them in this very nice and very practical representation. We can start by the security. Drupal has a great security system, and it is an SEO friendly, flexible and easy extendable, according to the APA support, relatable and robust, which means you can never lose your content or have the fear of your website going downhill. Content creation, which helps you have more flexibility in choosing more creative ideas for new content daily. It has excellent tools and dynamic design. Now, to sum up all the benefits, we can say that Drupal is very powerful. With great power comes great flexibility, as we all know. Drupal does not so much see itself as a content management system, but more as a content management framework. This means it can be used to build any type of web application, website, intranet, secure portal, including a content management system. To put it simply, there is nothing that can be built in PHP, for Facebook for example, that can't be built without Drupal. We can also say that it's secure. Since Drupal is built as an open source platform, its code base is very closely secured. Open source means the code that powers it is freely available for everyone to look at, use, modify, and contribute to. When you make your source code available in this manner, you have to make sure it's not notch code. Since anyone can contribute this code, and thousands of people across the world do, you then get the code that has thousands of pairs of eyes invigilating it all the time. We can also say that Drupal search engine friendly. Drupal is always out of the box, as we can say. It's quite well optimized for search engines, especially when Drupal 7 arrived back in 2011 with an RDF support enabled. We can also add to the benefits list that Drupal has the cutting edge, which means whatever is the latest up-and-coming trend in the software development world is the latest up-and-coming trend in the Drupal service. which means Drupal was the first to make responses based themes available to ensure that any site could benefit from the increased user experience that a mobile friendly website brings with it. And most importantly, it's free. Drupal is 100% free. You do not pay for Drupal. You do not pay for license fee to use it. You do not pay for repair and license fee each year. It's literally free. I mean, how can you not use Drupal while it's free with all these benefits? Now, you may be asking the question, or you may be being more greedy and more interested to use Drupal. So you may think, is it easy to learn Drupal? Now, with no false premises, Drupal can actually be easier, but it still has a learning curve. Can be quicker, but good sites still make time. Cheaper, which is the benefit or the top one benefit of Drupal, but it may cost hundred more dollars to have more access to other like features in Drupal. You can have more options too, but custom work often needed. Now, we're gonna see Drupal versus other CMSs. There's a lot and ton of CMSs, softwares out there that are represented by different sources, but where is the difference between Drupal and other CMSs? Now we're gonna take for this example three worldwide known CMSs: Drupal, WordPress, and Joomla. Now, starting with WordPress. WordPress is known as being very easy to use, very flexible to use, but it only offers you few features, which is not helpful if you want to build a really strong website or a really creative and different, unique website. We have Joomla on the other hand, that is known to being easier, but has less flexibility and doesn't offer you much. Now, when it comes to Drupal, it's technically the easiest to use. It doesn't require you a lot of work unless you want to develop more. It's always between your hands to develop it more or less. And it's more flexible. It works for different uses, different websites, different domains in the websites. So it's very easy for you to tend more Drupal than any other CMS. Now, moving on to the practical side, or the practical part, to learn how to install and manage Drupal correctly.
So now that we have an idea about Drupal and its functions, let's go from theory to practical things. I'm going to show you on this part how to install and how to use it, but only the basic things. First of all, we have to download Drupal as a zip file from the main site or the official site of Drupal. And what we're gonna do is go to drupal.org, and in the main page we go to build and download and extend, and we're gonna download the file. So now I've already did it. I don't have to do this again. I have it in my desktop. I'm gonna extract it here. Already did this again, and here is my folder which contains all the files of Drupal. The next step is I'm going to copy all these files in a new folder in my web server, which is WAMP. I'm going to my local disk C, WAMP, and the folder www. And here where I am going to create the new folder, and this new folder I can name it wherever I want. So I'm gonna name it Drupal, obviously because I'm working on Drupal. And in this file I'm gonna pass all these files I've downloaded or I have extracted. It may take a while, a few minutes, about 5, 6, I don't know, it depends on the computer. I'll be back. So here we are. Uh, the copy is done, and now I have to go to my localhost, and in my localhost I will go to that file I've created, which is called drupal, and once I execute this, it will take me to the installation or the steps of the installation of Drupal. First of all, we have to choose language. I'm gonna choose English, save and continue, and then they're gonna tell us to choose a profile, and this profile is about our database. So I go to PHP my admin to create the database of our site. Well, in this to get into PHP my admin, root without without modpass modpass. This is my database. I've already created it, so I'm gonna show you how to do some operations on the database. We can add some users, and we can change the privileges of the users too. We can delete the database and many other things. I'm gonna leave it the user by default because it's just to show you guys how to do this and how to install Drupal, how to use it. So I'm just gonna leave everything by default. You can put your name and everything. We can select an installation profile, which is standard. I'm gonna leave it standard aside. As I said, as I said. And here it is, the database configuration. We can choose the type of our database, and here we put the name and the username. I don't have I don't have these advanced options because I didn't change anything about the user. So save and continue. Mm, The next step where we it will took us is the installation site. Yeah, it takes time because my computer is low. I have this issue, and I'll try to fix it in the future. But for the moment, sorry guys for this thing. It may be low also because of the installation, because of the server taking its time to do things. I don't know, but mostly is because of my computer. Here we are, and as we can see, installing Drupal. So I'm gonna be back when it is done. Yeah, it is done. So here is the configuration of our site. Now we have to do the configuration of our site, and as we can see, it is recommended to put a name of the site and an email address, also site maintenance account, which is the account of the administrator of the site. So here I've put Drupal site, and there's an email. I put uh, just an email, which is not just by just to give an example and to make things work. As a username, I put root, but about the password, it is required to be a strong password. So I had to make a strong one. So now I have to choose my version, save and continue, and it will also take a while for sure, because it is the last step of the installation of Drupal, and after this it will take us to our site, which we built. I'm back again, so here is our site. I forgot the R in Drupal, and it's not a big deal. So first I'm going to show you how to add a page to our site. We click add content page and then the title of our page. I'm gonna name it about us, and in the body we need to put paragraph or images or anything that we can make. So we're gonna go to Lorem Ipsum, which is a generator of text, but these texts have no meaning. It's just for this use, where I'm going to use it now just to put a paragraph somewhere. So I'm gonna generate two paragraphs. I copy them and I put them in my page. We can choose the format of our text, and in the menu setting provide a menu link, which gonna make it obvious in the home page. And about the way is the importance of the page. It is going to be in the beginning, or the first one, the second one, or the 10th one. That's why we choose the weight of our page. So I'm gonna put 2 and then save. So as you can see, I've created a new page, and in this page, which is called About Us, we have this information about the site. So after this, I'm gonna show you how to make up an article in our site, which is the same thing, add content, but now we choose article instead of basic page. And in an article, we can have a title also, and a body where we can have text, pictures, anything else. So let's name it with effects. So because we can now we have a lot of effects, I'm gonna put the same paragraph I generated just now. And tags, we can add tags. I'm gonna show you the use of these tags after we end. We eat smoke, and also we can add a picture for our article to give it a nicer view, and to be more professional, I'm gonna choose this picture I've downloaded because they have a relation with weed. So the picture has to be in relation with our article for sure. Also the tags. Now the menu settings, we can say it's just like the same of a page. We have the way if we want to create a menu link, etc. Comment setting, we can open the comments on this article, and we can close them to here authoring information, who wrote this article, and when. Yeah, those are the information of authoring. So we can add also some alternative text, short description of the image used by screen readers. So as we can see, here is our article with the picture and the side and our paragraphs here, and here's the text. So also the comment section below. Now let's talk about tags. If I click click on the tag read, it will show me all the posts and the articles that have this tag. So as you can see, they showed me the only article I have and where I have this tag called read. Also, we can edit our post if we don't want to have it as a new page or have its menu link. We can edit it, go to edit post and not provide menu link. If we save, as you can see, we don't have a menu link here anymore, and we just have our article in the main page, which is called the home, and we can click read more, and that's it. So now let's talk about users and their management. We can have different types of users. Well, I will just talk about an authenticated user and an administrator. To see all the users of our site, go to people, users, and to add a user, we just click add user, and we click and give the email address of the new user and the name, password of the users, and we have to confirm the password again, and his statue, which is gonna be active for sure, and for roles, here where we choose the type of user, we just let it authenticate a user, and we create a new account. As you can see, it is created successfully, and no email has been sent because I didn't put a real email. So yeah, that's it. We go back to our site, and as you can see, I am connected as the root, and I have all these privileges and I have all these options in my site. I can edit anything I want because root is an administrator user. And if I log in with the new user I've created, which is called Lenny, which is my name, yeah, if I log in as this user, an authenticated user, you can see that I don't have these options I had in root because root is an administrator. So all I can do is check the contents of the site and see what has been posted, what are the news of my site, of the site, and I can read articles. I can also write comments. I can make some research, etc. And I can see some basic information about my account. So now that we see the difference, I can log out and then log in again as root. I am connected again as root, and here we can see the list of users I have on my site and the last access and how much time this user have been a member of my site. Let's talk about permissions of the users. Even if a user is an authenticated user, if I am connected by root, which is the administrator, I can change many permissions of this user. And here we have the types of the users and here the permissions. We can click on this little square to verify the permission. And if I click on any permission in this little square, it is gonna be another permission to this user I am talking about. We have so many permissions and we can make a lot of changes. As you can see, we have path search, shortcuts, system, and also toolbar. What we want is what we want to give, what options we want to give to these users. It is choose in this section of permissions and roles. Roles, it's all about the role of this user in the site. So here we have the roles I already have in my site. I can add roles, and a roles defines a group of users that have certain privileges. And as I said, if I am in the group of administrators, I have certain privileges. And if I am an authenticated user, I have different privileges because I don't belong to if I belong to a group, if I am a user and I belong to a group, I have the privileges of this group, and this group it is called role, and in a Drupal site. Also, we can change the order of the roles, and it better be from least privileges to the most privileges. As we can see, anonymous user is the first, which have less privileges, and the administrator is the last, which have most privileges. So that's it. Now that we have an idea about users and their management, we can talk now about blocks. I'm gonna show you. Block is boxes of content which we have in our site, and we have it in different regions of the page. So we can edit our blocks, and in editing or the configuration of the blocks, we have the type of the content which we'll have in the block. We can have an article or basic page or anything else. Block is simply a place which contains our content, and we can change many things, and we can also change the visibility of a block. If we have a block which contains ads, we only want to show it to anonymous users. And here it's about the region of our block, which means the place where our block is going to be placed on the main page. So we go back to our site. And now guys, let's talk about menus and how to add a new menu to our site. We go to structure and we click menu, and it is going to show us all the menus that we have in our site, and we can edit them. So click add menu to create a new menu, and this new menu needs a title and an administrative summary. So we will know these things when we'll create our menu. You can realize which is their use. So the menu has been added, and every menu contains links. So I'm gonna add my first link in this menu. I'm gonna call it I don't know, recently added post. I think because my menu will contain only the recently added posts, uh, even if it's called post menu. We put front between brackets just to have it to link it to the front page, and it is written in here. We don't need the description and show as expanded because this link will have a children just to show you what is a children. Why do we call it a children? Save and after it is created, as you can see, the menu link has been saved. I'm gonna create a new link, which uh, which is gonna be the, the child link of recently added posts, and which is gonna add link again, but the difference is gonna be in the configuration of the link I will add now. As you will see it with me, it's the same. I'm gonna choose the title of the new link. I'm gonna call it first one because it is the first post I've added to my site. And for the link, I'm gonna copy the link of the post and I paste it in here. You can add descriptions if you want. For the moment, I'm not gonna add description because it's not necessary. I'm not gonna show it as expanded because it don't have any parent, any children, and the parent link it is recently added. That's it, child, because it is contained in another link. Let's say that it is contained. I think I made a mistake in here. Yeah, I forgot to add slash save. Another mistake. Foreign characters. Oh, I have a point here. Sorry. Save now. It's going to work. Yeah, the menu link has been saved. So as you can see, we have the recently added post, which is the parent link, and the first one, which is child link below or underneath the parent link, because recently added post contains child link, which is first one. So after we created our menu with the parent link and the child link, the menu isn't going to be shown in the front page of the site automatically, but we have to add this menu to our page, and it is going to be added as a block, and that is the use of a block. And now we have to create a new block which contains menu. As I said before, blocks are boxes that contains our content. So to create a new block which is gonna be used to show the menu we just created, and we'll go to yeah, I'm going to let's say structure, and then we can see block layout in the beginning. I'm gonna click block layout, and configure blocks appears in your sidebars and other regions. And here block, we have all the block in our site with recognized with their regions in the page. To know about more about regions, here we are. Things in the yellow are regions of the site with their names. So I'm gonna choose to have my block in the sidebar. I'm going to go to sidebar first and choose my menu, which is called menu. As simple as this. And we have the visibility and the region as we saw in blocks bar, and uh, this is about the visibility level, and if we choose to, it will only show the second part of the menu, which is the first link I've created. And but if we click one, it will show all the links I've created and all the links I have in my menu. As we can see, we created a new block in the sidebar post. We can configure it. I'm gonna rename it because we knew I didn't like this name, to be honest. I'm going to name it posted articles, which is kinda more specific. I'm gonna save my blog, and the blog configuration has been saved. If I go back to my site, I can see that there is my menu added in here, posted articles with the parent link and the child link. By the way, the first link, his parent link, is the menu. So by now, guys, we have arrived to the end of this video. I will thank everyone that watched it. I hope you took a lot from it. Goodbye.